This thing is cooked, chat. The fact that I know that my white paint isn't really white is because when I'm applying this foam, the foam is actually white itself. But the fact that my paint looks yellow close to that white hurts my heart. It makes me sad, but we're gonna get rid of that. Stay tuned. What's up, you guys? I'm Alex, and I recently purchased this 1999 Honda Accord DX. Keep in mind, I was born in the year 2000. So what does that mean? That means this car's older than me by a year. There's no paint. I mean, no, there's paint, but it looks like there's no paint because everything's so dope. There's no shine whatsoever. I washed this thing 3 times already, and I can't seem to bring back the shine. But the other day, I polished, I clayed some areas, and trust me, the shine was brought back to life. So I want you guys to be part of this process and this journey on bringing back the shine on my Accord, because it's new to me. It's not a new car, but it's new to me, and that's what I care for. So let's do it together. So as you've seen, the paint on my car doesn't look entirely its best, but if you come around to the trunk lid, this thing looks immaculate. This thing looks like if I recently painted the trunk lid itself. But no, all I did was I washed it, I clayed it, and I hit it with a 2-step correction. Now, I want my car to look exactly how my trunk lid looks. So I gotta wash it, I gotta clay it, and I gotta hit it with a 2-step correction. The only thing is, if you're like me, can't get this done all at once, it's fine. That's totally fine. We're gonna be breaking this down day by day, step by step, just to show you guys that you don't need to tackle everything all at once. If you tackle at least one thing a day, that's totally fine. So today, all we're gonna do is just wash it and clay it, leaving it ready for that polish. That's all we're gonna do today. Stay tuned. Moving on from the rinse, I'm gonna be using our Extreme Body Wash and Wax in here. I have about 3 ounces. That's because I want the surface to be lubricated as much as possible. Due to the wax in the soap, doesn't allow me to do that. Now, I know a lot of people like to clay their surface when the car's already foamed. That's okay, but since I am working in direct sunlight, I'm just gonna simply wash the car first, then move on to my clay. That's just me. Do as you please. My personal experience. I'm gonna wash this, then clay. Only because the sun's out. If the sun wasn't here, just know I'd be claying when my foam is on it. Giving the mixture a nice mix, and we get foamy. Oh, sorry. The fact that I know that my white paint isn't really white is because when I'm applying this foam, the foam is actually white itself. But the fact that my paint looks yellow close to that white hurts my heart. It makes me sad, but we're gonna get rid of that. Stay tuned. So in my bucket, I have a little bit of honeydew snow foam because it was just laying around. I had to finish the bottle, so why not? I'm using honeydew snow foam in my 5-gallon bucket with a Chanel wash mitt. Now, I know I could have the 2-bucket method, but keep in mind, this paint is 25 years old. So what does that mean? Anything that I'm doing to this paint is not gonna make a difference unless it was already kind of polished, ceramic coated, taken care of, I would like to say. So the fact that though it has no shine, there's no need for a 2-bucket method, only because the paint is already kind of damaged, but we're gonna fix that. Now, when I do polish the paint, I will be using a 2-bucket method then. But for right now, a 1-bucket method is fine. I'm gonna be treating this wash as any other wash. Simply just doing a panel at a time, going back and forth in straight lines, just to get any kind of surface contaminant, making it easier for me when I clay the surface. A little background story about me with cars. I own a 2017 Hyundai Elantra, Cat 1. It got crashed. It low-key got totaled. Moving on from there, I bought myself a 1962 Chevy Nova. That one, stay tuned. There's gonna be a motor swap in there. I'm getting that thing ready. So I'm currently carless. This was a deal I couldn't pass up on. So bear with me. I have to make the most of it, which I'm grateful for. Don't think I'm not. But I know we have the right stuff and tools here to make this look a lot better. Trust me when I say this, this thing's gonna look so better than what you're seeing right now. Stay tuned, trust the process with me. once I'm done foaming, once I'm done scrubbing the surface, all I gotta do is just apply my designated tip. I'm using an orange tip on my snubby. Rinse out the surface, get it dry, and move on to the clang. I want to show you guys this real quick. You guys see me scrub the surface. This is actually our 15-degree tip, which would be our second most aggressive. The most aggressive would be our red tip, 0 degree. But look, I don't honestly want to go too close to the paint. Look at that. Nothing is coming off on the surface. Everything's still there. But look, as I come around, come you guys, come follow me. I'll finish rinsing it off right now. But look, come around. Look what I was able to do with a single clay bar. I want to show you guys this. Bear with me. I'm going to show you this right now. Let me just finish rinsing off the rest of the car, and we're going to move on to this, the most important piece of the process, claying it. What are some of your stories? Have you guys ever clayed a car? Were you guys thinking about claying a car? What are some even your stories of maybe you bought an old car, you restored the look, you got happy with it? What are your stories? Let me know in the comments, because I love reading them and I love learning about you guys. I love learning anything that has to do with you guys and detailing. Let me know. So yeah, like my cameraman Claudia was saying, best towel in the business. Our Megalodon drying towel works great, especially for small cars like this. If you guys have a sedan or a big truck, I recommend the Megalodon drying towel only because it dries your car up real quick. Don't think I'm just saying this just to sell you a towel, but it dries up your car insanely fast, especially during times like this where the sun is beating down on your neck. You don't want to go back and forth playing the blame game on, yo, I gotta dry this fast. I'm getting water spots. I need a better towel. No, just get a Megalodon. And trust me, the difference is there. You'll see it within the towel. Now it's time to begin the clay process. 3 things I'm going to be using are going to be my workhorse microfiber towels, a 16-ounce bottle of our clay luber, and our heavy-duty clay bar. The reason why I'm choosing my heavy-duty clay bar is because this thing is 25 years old. The paint has seen way better days. There's heavy contamination on it. I applied like half a pound of pressure on my scrubbing method, and the stains are still there. There's so much contamination onto the surface, but I do want to show you guys that, so that's why I brought my good old friend, the original clay bar, so I can show you guys the amount of contamination the surface of this vehicle has. You're not going to be able to see it good with the heavy-duty clay bar only because of the color, but since something like this, it's lighter, I want to show you guys how much contamination it's had. Let's get to it. Keep in mind, you guys, I am using a traditional clay bar. I'm not using anything like a synthetic clay, which would be a clay mitt, a clay block, only because I feel like original clay bars tend to get a lot more, especially when your surface is heavily contaminated. An original clay bar is the way to go. When using your clay bar, you take a piece. You don't need the whole block. I mean, I probably will for this car, but you don't necessarily need the whole block, especially if your cars are kind of newer, on the newer side, or they're kind of more on the maintained side. A small piece is all you need. You're gonna knead it into a small like patty. So for those of you that like cooking, for those of you guys that's done backyard barbecues, you know what a patty looks like. Obviously not this, but this is close enough. Get your clay luber and spray onto the surface. Keep this in mind, you guys. What I always emphasize on is having the appropriate amount of lubrication onto the surface. This way you're not causing any scratches, swirls, or any marring. It's still the same case with this, but keep in mind, this one's a little bit more lenient. The reason why is because I'm gonna be polishing this. There's no shine, the paint is already damaged. So if I cause a little marring, it's fine. Keep that in mind. It's fine because the process isn't finished here. We're gonna have to be polishing this. But for those of you that your paint is not as this bad or is not of this extreme, keep in mind, lubricate the surface well enough so you're not causing any scratches or swirls or marring for your vehicle. Look, I've only done this part. I've only done half of the fender, you could say. Half of the fender. I feel the difference within the noise as well. That sounds weird. I feel the noise. I'm sorry. I hear the noise. It's less grittier. It's starting to become more smoother, but trust me, the heavy clay bar is the one I need to use. But trust me. So like I said earlier, this was a mechanic's car. A lot of it is just maybe oil stains that he probably had on his hand. He touched his car because he loved it as much as I do now. And he got it dirty. Never probably paid attention to it. But look, I literally just did the top side of this fender. Trust me, this is obviously what your clay bar should look. I don't know if the camera's doing a good job on picking this up. This is how your clay bar should look. Nice, no contamination on it. The color is still as the original, but let's flip it around. Ta-da! Look at all the contamination. Look at all the debris that is picking up from the surface. Remember, you see me washing this car, and this is how much I left on it even after we washed it. Keep in mind, a regular wash does not do the full job. Sometimes a clay is needed. A little clay goes a long way. Always remember that, you guys. And look, to redo the process, all you gotta do is just flip it over on each other multiple times. Don't do it just once. Kind of like find yourself a new clean spot and go back to work. But I'm gonna be moving on from our original clay bar, and I'm gonna be moving on to the heavy duty, just to bring the guns. Bring more guns. We need ammo. You're gonna be using the same way. Knead it into the patty, spray onto the surface, lubricate it. That's basically the same process you're gonna wanna do with the heavy duty clay bar as well. So, let me clay most of the car, and I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Keep in mind, I'm not sure how good the camera picks it up, but look, that's all the contamination that's getting lifted from the surface. Can't stress this enough. This is 20 years, 25 years, if I'm being honest, of just contaminated residue just embedding itself onto the surface. I know I'm making nasty faces, but that's because this is disgusting. Where me and you both are experiencing this live time. You guys are seeing it and I'm doing it live. Trust me, it's nasty. So much contamination onto the surface. But keep in mind, I know you guys can see the process of me doing it, and I know I already did this. There's still more contamination, but keep in mind, claying is not the last step of this process. I am gonna be following this up with a heavy cut and refining that with a light polish. For those of you that clay and wax, meaning clay would be the last process of your vehicle before touching with a wax, use a lighter clay bar. Take more time on it, be more precise with it. Right now, it looks like I'm just kind of all over the place. That's because I'm not stopping here. I'm still gonna add another level, another process. But if you're stopping here, take your time with it, be gentle with it. Little word of advice. For my keyboard warriors out there, why do you need a clay if you're gonna polish this all at the end? The reason why is because, so yeah, you're right. I could technically just skip all the cleaning process and just go straight to my polishing process, since I am gonna be doing more than a one step, but I don't want my pads to be eating up. What happens is that when you're polishing this, you're creating heat, you're creating friction, getting everything off the surface. All that contamination is just embedding itself back onto that pad. So what does it do? One, it damages your pad, meaning it wears out faster, meaning you're only gonna use it for that specific spot and that's it. And two, you're gonna be rubbing dirt on dirt. So think about you having dirty hands, getting lotion and putting it on. What are you doing? You're just rubbing dirt on your hands rather than cleaning them, then applying the lotion, then moving on. Same thing with this. Clay first, trust me, it's gonna save you money in the long run and time. Just like that, you guys, we finished claying the rest of this vehicle. I'm talking about from fenders to hood, to the roof of the car, even the windows. Don't forget, you could clay windows. Don't think you could just clay painted surfaces. You could clay anything like glass, wheels, paint, obviously. The list goes on. But we finished cleaning the rest of the car. Now all we need to do From here on out, it's give it a nice cut and polish, but we're gonna be saving that for another video, so stay tuned. Turn on your post notifications because I want you guys to be part of this Honda series with me together. We're gonna get to shining together. We're gonna look good in this together. Me and you guys, one step at a time. If you like any of these products shown in today's video, please be sure to visit your local detail garage or visit our website at www.chemicalguys.com. As always, I'm Alex. This is my 1999 Honda Accord. Together, we're saying, see you guys on the next one.